Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of Business Africa. I am Afolake Onyiloye. The top stories this week. 750,000 families' livelihood at stake as Burundi coffee sector at the crossroads. Morocco to increase annual production of argan oil to 10,000 tons by 2020. And Zimbabwe's agricultural reform challenges. A privatization policy of the coffee sector in Burundi has led to an adverse effect on most farmers. The sector, which is responsible for the livelihood of over 750,000 families in the country. Local farmers are struggling with rising costs of labor and inputs, pest infestation and diseases, droughts, competition from other land use, and poor governance of marketing cooperatives. Linus Bahati and Bridget Ugwe with the details.
Coffee is the main export from Burundi. It accounts for 80% of export revenues and the livelihoods of about 750,000 families. But with market prices slipping to their lowest level since 2009, profit margins have become thin. This has been attributed to the privatization policy of the coffee sector by the government, which has had a negative impact on the farmers.
Coffee farming no longer motivates. There are even those who started to uproot them because even the government's support has wavered. There are no more farmers on the hills, or they are not enough.
Besides the reforms in the sector, farmers also face rising costs of labor and inputs, infestation by pests and diseases, drought, competition from other land use, and poor governance of marketing cooperatives. Despite the numerous challenges facing the sector, the country's National Confederation of the Association of Coffee Growers is optimistic of the government's commitment to revive the industry.
The state is currently working to see that producers receive what they deserve. The government announced earlier this year that the price of coffee will increase compared to previous years.
Thanks to the awareness program launched by the association, farmers have started going back to their farms to continue maintaining their coffee trees. The government is also counting on modern farming techniques to tackle climate change and sustain production.
We spoke to Mr. Ezekiel Baruko, a coffee farmer from Giteka province, Burundi, asking him about the situation of things in the sector, and here's what he had to say.
Coffee farmers have spent at least 3 years without any good harvest, and I opted to sow soya beans and plant cassava. The farmers are not interested because their earnings from the harvest are very low. Because of this, they get angry and destroy the crops. Imagine that the year gets finished with them being unable to harvest at least 1 kilogram. Sometimes we go to the hills where we harvest banana leaves, which are used to dry the coffee. For now, we are able to sell a kilogram of coffee only for 500 Burundian francs. At first, we used to receive a lot of money as well as benefits. We were equally paid twice a year.
We also asked him of his opinion on what he thinks could be done to improve the state of things. Have a listen.
They should give us capital so that we can look for fertilizers. Traders benefit more than the cultivators. How can I know the price if I don't go to the market? They are the ones who determine the prices. It is therefore necessary for us to be informed about the price so as to be aware how to behave when we meet farmers.
And that was Mr. Baruki from Kitenga province, Burundi. And now to Morocco, which produces one of the most expensive plant oils in the world. The vitamin-rich argan oil has taken the European markets by storm in recent years. The details right after this break.